Welcome to Get Swamped. How you guys doing today? I am going to talk a little bit about gator safety because it is that time of year. That's right. It is now, what is it, Z? April now, right? Mm-hmm. April, May, and June, July, August, dangerous months in Florida. Well, actually, April, May are the worst till beginning of June. And then it kind of simmers down a little bit, but you still have to be careful. We're gonna talk about why that is in the state of Florida when you live around a body of water. So right now, go hit that thumbs up, get back here, and we'll talk about safety in Florida. Come on guys, check this out. We are just coming into, it's spring, right? What happens in spring? Breeding season. And if you look, we're walking through our Gator Marsh right here. Look at all these gators that are up. Holy smokes. They are all starting to come out of the caves and they are hanging out. Z, did you bring a bamboo? No stick? Uh-oh. Do you think we can get by these guys, Z?
That's your decision.
I know I can, because I can run. That's a big old bull gator. Hey, stop. Let's settle down. Okay. You're not a bull. I know you're a gator.
You can tap.
Tap?
Yeah.
Hello. Mr. Gator? Hello? Hello? This is a big male. Now, in our marsh, oh, look, Z, look at the bite mark across his back of his tail. Oh, he was probably messing around with Cypress. And Cypress isn't here right now. I don't see him. He might be back here. We'll see. But reason you got to be careful. There's a female. There's a female. There's a female. There's a female. There's another male. Now, you settle down.
Yeah, he's looking right at us.
Settle down, buddy. And you, ma'am, take a chill pill over here. Now, these guys are used to us. Wild gators, however, when you come walking, 99.99999% of the time, they're going to take off. When they don't take off is when the problems begin. Now what happens is people will feed wild gators. Like these guys, most of these are nuisance gators that we've caught, we've brought back to the farm and released them over here. These were nuisance gators where areas where people were feeding them, they lose their fear of humans and they learn to rely on humans. Now during breeding season, what happens is, that's a big female right there. That's a big female. There's one, look at the mud on this one's back. Just came out of a cave. Coming up, soaking up some sun. Now what happens is this time of year, it actually sounds like Jurassic Park here. During the morning hours and early evening hours, you have the males and you have some of the females will start bellowing. Actually, that's that new male. That's the new one we just got.
No, that's the female. She just went in the water.
I think that's a male, though, because
okay.
Look how yellow.
Okay.
I think that's Rolo, right?
Yep.
Is that Rolo or the other one that we got? I don't know. But there's a lot of yellow in that gator. And the eyes are lighter. And it just farted. Did you see the bubbles? Uh-huh. So gators do fart. This time of year, like I was saying, the males will be bellowing in the morning hours and in the early evening. And it's not, believe it or not, it's not only the males that bellow. There goes a female. Seems like all the females are hanging up here and just a few of the males. And they're all moving throughout in there. There's one swimming across there. But here's the problem we have with alligators. Florida's got lots and lots of ponds all around Florida, lots of waterways, lots of rivers, and the American alligator is more abundant today than in the past 40 years. So what I like to tell everybody out there, if there's a body of water, just think of it as there's a gator in there. It's just common sense, and it's safety. This time of year, the males, you know, they're feeling a bit ornery and they want to breed. That's why you don't see too many males hanging out right here. Other males are over there, other males are over there, other males on that side, in that pocket, and they all get their little territory. And they'll sit there and bellow, and it's a bellowing thing where they're trying to attract females to them, saying, hey, come over here and check me out, honey. And the females will go, they'll breed. Now, you decide you're gonna get in the river, get on a kayak, get in a canoe, and you see a big old gator sitting on the bank over there, and he looks at you and says, the heck is that? That's a big gator. Let me get him out of my territory. And he's gonna go in the water, slide in there, and come up and check you out. Now, if he hasn't lost his fear of humans, he's gonna see you and boom, take off. But there are the people that still, to this day, feed wild alligators. And they lose that natural fear, and they'll come up and they'll bump you. And some people, you know, I've seen it on TikTok, on YouTube, on everything, where they're filming them going down the river and the gator comes up and bumps them and they'll hit them with the paddle. Guys, you're playing a game of Russian roulette there. That animal, if he gets pissed off, he can grab your boat and dump you in. And then if he's even more aggravated, he can come around and bite you. Or even end you. Who knows? But that's something I don't like to take my chances with. So even though Z and I, we go out a lot on the rivers, the lakes, and everything, April, May, I really don't mess around much in the lakes and rivers because I don't want to take that chance. It's just not something I'm willing to gamble with. You know, you're swimming and your body's underwater. The only thing sticking up out of the water is your head. And it kind of resembles what they call a swamp chicken down here in Florida, a coot. And gators just happen to love to eat coots. So that gator's swimming with his head floating up and coming at you. He's not coming to look what you are. He's coming to eat you. And especially during breeding season, they're full of testosterone and they're just ready to go. So I like to say, just unless you're swimming in a pool or somewhere like that where you know there's no gators, just 2 months, dude, leave it to the gators. All right, we're gonna check out some more of these gators and I'll explain to you a little bit more about the breeding process and everything. And then we'll get into nesting season, what you have to watch out for. All right, so let's go this way. All right, guys, we're gonna walk around and go look around through the marsh. How do we get across here? We got a head there and a butt here. Whoop. Whoop, gator there. Be careful coming across, Z. There's the one with the mud on the back. How you doing? Huh? See, they still do have a natural fear of humans. That's a female. She'll probably end up building a nest right there, Z. Unless the water level comes up to where it should be. then that'll be underwater. And then she'll come up here higher. We got piggies running around, all kinds of crazy stuff going on today. It's a beautiful day here in Florida. Look at this gator. Just sitting there, he's got his arms back, he's just kicking it. It's like a day at the beach for him. Dang, there's tails and heads everywhere, Z.
I mean, go for the tails, I guess.
Well, they hurt too.
I mean, that won't kill you, though.
They knock you off your feet and then the head spins and grabs you. So, what are you gonna do? There's nobody down in here, huh? All right, look at this. Let's take this for example. You're going out, you're looking for a nice place to cool off, swim. It's a hot day. You see this nice little area. It doesn't look like there's any gators in there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I know. You know there are because it's part of our Gator Marsh. But if it weren't part of our Gator Marsh, you'd be looking around. I don't see any gators. You go in there. Let's see if we can find something. Here. You got a rock, I got a bone.
Good.
See anyone? Whoa, I see someone popped up.
Yep.
Come here, look, Z. There's one that popped up over there, came a little bit over, wants to see that. And then here's another telltale sign. You guys see these little slide marks going in there? That's where gators, that's their tail, where they slide into the lake. Now, let's see. When you're in there splashing around and having fun, did you see that gator? He's coming over to see what that splashing was. Definitely wants to check something out. And not necessarily because he's hungry, but it's the start of breeding season. He wants to see who's splashing, what's going on, who's in his territory. And that thing that's in his territory could be you. Then he's going to try to chase you out of there, and to do that he's got to attack you, right? Well, right. So it's better just to avoid it, avoid the situations. You know, it's, even we don't do it like I said before, but sometimes people do. And there's more gators in the state of Florida today than there has been in the last 20, 30 years. So the population is going up. Gators are in every waterway in the state. Just think of it as that way. And be safe. Because these guys, they're basically dinosaurs, you know? They could eat you. So avoid it. But let's walk down this way, Z, see if there's anything going on down here. We'll talk some more. There's the piggies. Piggies hanging out. Hi, piggies. It looks like a great place to swim here. What do you say?
No.
Go for a swim?
No.
Good answer. Walking up the cliff here. And I've got no paddle. This is another deep hole. I'm looking around for any tail drags. Here's one. There's a little tail drag right here. So there could be a gator down in here. There's a gator footprint. So there's one that's hanging in here somewhere. I don't know where. Could be on the bottom. We spooked them. But that's the thing. You know, just because we don't see a gator doesn't mean there's not one in there. Here it's shallow enough. I can see the bottom, all the little fishies, and there's no gator. But remember, it's better to be safe than sorry, right? And we do get a lot of gator calls during this time of year because of gators chasing people, going up to people's houses. And then after breeding season comes, you know, it's nesting season. So what happens is the females are walking around looking for that perfect place to build a nest. And female alligators, they will defend their nest. Sometimes they'll sit there the whole time. We've got gators that stay on the nest the whole entire duration until we dig the nest, or in the wild until the nest hatches. Some gators build their nest close to the water. Some of them are smart enough to build it up past the flood area. How they know how far it floods, I have no clue. I can't answer that. I'm not a gator, but I'm sure if you ask a gator, they could tell you. I'm just kidding. Don't ask the gator because they're going to attack you. But we have some of our gators that build nests down by the water, and those nests get flooded because rainy season comes, water comes up and floods them. Now we got some that build nests way up in this area, and those are the nests you guys have seen us digging and getting the eggs out of before, and they survive. Now, let's see if there's anyone up. No, I don't see anyone up. They're all down at the water today, Z, or right on the edge, because they hear that bellowing early in the morning and early evening. It's like ringing a lunch bell for gators, huh?
Yeah, basically.
But I don't think they're calling for food, see? You know what I mean? They're calling for a little bow chicka bow wow. All right, guys, we're just walking through the Gator Marsh, just checking out things. I love, this is one of my favorite places on the property because you get to just enjoy nature. You know, there's so many cool things. You do have to be careful because of water moccasins, but water snakes, water moccasins, coral snakes back in here. There's just so many things you got to be aware of when you're out walking in nature. And I know I'm barefoot and doing it, but that's just me. There's a gator sitting right there, female. Sitting up there enjoying the sun. She's about 20 yards from the water. And that's an old gator nest site right here.
Mm-hmm.
That one. So that might be the female that nests there. And there's another site right there.
Yep.
Another female always nests right there. Here's the inlet. That's starting to fill up. We got rain all day yesterday. It really didn't rain till 11 o'clock.
It really just maintained it.
I think it spread it out.
Yeah.
You know, we didn't get enough for the water level to come up, but I'll bet you this flooded more.
Yeah.
Over here. We'll get to see. Yeah, that came up more even.
Yeah, more even spread out here.
Yeah, this time it's up in here.
Yep.
There's an old gator nest right there on top of that.
Yep.
Yeah, we didn't get to rebuild that island out there yet, so
Next dry
That'll all be
season.
underwater this year.
Yep, next dry season.
Next time that the marsh dries up a lot,
Yep.
we'll do that out there. Build up that island. I want to put a bat house on that island. So we get a bunch of bats in here. Bats are good. They eat the mosquitoes.
Yeah.
Look at all the birds, man. They're all starting to come in.
We need like 3, maybe 4 of the big bat houses around here.
Nah, you only need one, dude. One bat. You build a 4x8 bat house, 4x8x4. Or how would we build it? Yeah, 4. We'll do it 8 long, 4 wide, and 4 high.
Okay.
And then put a bunch of slats in it. You get 10,000 bats in there. It'll be cool. It'll be like Gatorland has their big bat house.
Mm-hmm.
And you'll be able to come out here in the evening and watch the bats coming out. That'd be something neat, huh?
Mm-hmm.
We'll get some guano from Gatorland, the bat poop and pee, and smear it on the planks on the inside. That way the bats can smell it.
Yep.
And then they'll start roosting in there and start raising young in there and everything. And we'll have plenty of bats out here. This is, look, Z, let me see the camera. You can see they're already building nests. The birds. Right there, you see the nest, guys? There's a couple nests right there. There's a nest, that one's standing on a nest. It's probably still building it. And they're just all through there. And that's, when you have birds congregating in areas like this, it's because the gators are in here. The gators protect the baby birds from all the predators like raccoons and snakes and stuff. Gators will eat the snakes and they'll eat the raccoons that come to rob the babies, the nest, and they'll also eat the baby birds that fall out of the nest or take fledge out of the nest and try to fly. Z, where are you going? You checking out up there? See any gators? Nope. That's a deep hole though.
Yeah.
There could be some in there. But I think they're more out in that pond and then over by that pond, over by the island. The sun today. Let's go walk up. Let's go back this way.
Okay.
And get out of here.
Yep.
Ow.
Don't have leeches.
Why?
Leeches?
Leeches don't bother me. You just pull them off you. Steven about passed out one time because I had one on my on my junk there. We're out wading through the swamps about that deep. And we got out and he had a bunch of leeches on him and I had a bunch on me. It's definitely not fun, but you just pull them off you. You don't have to get salt or any of that. You just pull them right off. But it's weird because they have this junk in their saliva that numbs you at the place they bite.
Mm-hmm.
So you really don't feel them biting and sucking the blood. And back in the day, they used to put leeches on you for different diseases. You know, so think of it that way. I was medicating myself.
Uh-huh.
Self-medication.
I was about to say, how many people keel over leeches back then?
Probably not many because they still do it today.
Uh-huh.
There's still circumstances where they'll put you in a leech bowl.
Uh-huh.
There is.
Sure.
You guys leave a comment. What do you think? Do they still use leeches today? We'll take a poll, Z.
Uh-huh.
We'll see what the people say. We'll leave it to the people. I can't wait till we gotta disc this again though, because everything's starting to blow up through it. So we have our path and everything. All right, let's get back out here. We'll go check out a smaller alligator, and then we'll go through everything, do's and don'ts, while you're here in Florida with waterways during alligator breeding season and nesting season and all that. You know, there was a couple people last year, Z. Was it last year or the year before, the little girl got attacked by the female gator and they found she was guarding a nest? Mm-hmm. And the little girl just happened to walk by the nest not knowing it was there, and the gator came charging off the nest and attacked her. So things you got to be aware of in the state of Florida, whether you're visiting or you live here, you grew up here, you just don't realize. Yeah, I'm not going to go swimming in there.
Good call.
That hole's too deep, and I know there's a couple big ones that hang out in here. Look at all the little fish. All the little minnows, Z.
Mm-hmm.
Those guys eat the mosquito larvae.
Yep. Step on bones.
I don't know what I stepped on. I'm just trying to make sure there's no gator there looking around. All right. Let's go get a baby gator. And we'll go through everything. I think it's springtime. They're making bacon over there. Let's get out of here. Give them some privacy. Hey guys, well, we made it back down here to where the baby gators are. This is one of the gators that our alligator Marsh produced. Now this is a 2-year-old, not last year's, but the year before. And look at that, pretty good size, huh? Well, oh, what? Did you guys hear that? That's how alligators call mommy. That's their distress call. Now remember, like I said, we're in April, May, and June. It's alligator breeding season. And they're out there doing their bow chicka bow wow so that they can produce these awesome little creatures. They are so cool and adorable. Oh my God, you're so good. You are such a good gator. Now, alligators, you do have to be careful during breeding season. It is breeding season. If you're out there in the rivers, the lakes, kayaking, boating in a small john boat or something like that, or you're out water skiing, you fall off your water skis or something like that, you're splashing around, a big gator's gonna come investigate. And you never know what's gonna happen. So it's 2.5 months out of the year, you gotta be really careful. All right, so just keep your wits about you, what's your surroundings and all, and just stay safe. And remember, when you're out there, please, 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 I know how tempting it is. Trust me, I know, I get it. Do not feed wild alligators, because then they lose their fear of humans, their natural fear, and then that doesn't end well. The alligator's got to be caught, removed, destroyed, or else it's a gator that ends up attacking someone later on in the future when it gets big and it has no fear. Now please remain safe here in Florida. If you're visiting, if you live here, we do have a lot of gators. Our numbers of alligators are higher than they've ever been in the past 40 years. Now here's one thing I want to show you. Look at the alligator's teeth right there. See all those teeth? This one's a baby, so they're small, but a big gator has those big teeth. And remember, he's got up to 80 teeth in his mouth. And a bite force of a large bull alligator, a large male alligator, could be about 1,000 pounds, 1,500 pounds per square inch. That's like parking a VW on your leg. That's like even more. I don't think a VW even weighs that much, does it, Z?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know cars.
I don't know cars. It's not an El Camino. How much does an El Camino weigh?
I don't know.
But these teeth create the perforated line, and they crush. They'll crush the bone, and then the alligator does something called a death roll, and whatever's in his mouth stays in his mouth. If you were ever out there and you got attacked by an alligator, what would you do? Would you be smart enough to do something? Or would you just flail around and panic and get eaten? Now, I like to think I would be smart enough to do something if I was attacked by an alligator. And I would be smashing right here, the tip of the nose, poking the eyes, and then the most important thing I would try to do is zoom in right here, Z. Hey, I'm not gonna do it. I'm just showing them. Stop. Okay. Right there. Okay, are you gonna stop? Really?
They saw it. Don't worry. They could see it.
Right there where my finger is, right above my finger, is the alligator's ear flap. Now, if I was ever attacked, I hope I'd be smart enough or kept my wits about me long enough where I could lift that flap with my finger and shove my finger in there, because then the alligator would release. That water would rush in there, or just you shoving your finger in there would make him open his mouth and release, because that would be excruciating pain for him. But I guess it's better that he goes through the excruciating pain than you go through the excruciating pain, correct?
And it's only temporary for him.
Yeah, for him it's temporary, unless you shove your finger deep in there,
Yeah.
then it does permanent damage.
Yeah.
But permanent damage to him is better than you being, right? What do you guys think? I know some of you are going, well, some people deserve it. Nah, even some people really don't deserve that. That's just the ultimate sacrifice, shall we say. But Florida, April, May, beginning of June, be careful. Swimming in the lakes, the rivers, please, please, just keep your wits about you. I know I sound like a broken record with that, but I just don't want to see any people get killed this year by alligators. And I know it's inevitable, but I don't want to see it. We had too many people get attacked last year. And during the summer, females are up, they're building their nest, they're guarding their nest. You happen to walk by a nest and you don't see it till it's too late. That female's coming running at you and attacking you because she's guarding her babies. So females are sitting on their nest from about June, end of June to right into the first week of September, right around then. is when our gators start hatching up here. So please, please be careful out there. The wildlife is a wonderful thing. It's wonderful to get out there and take hikes, but just learn about your native wildlife and what to expect and what to prepare for. You guys, thanks for joining us, and we love you. Get swamped, share your passion, random acts of kindness. It makes the world a much better place. And don't forget, every Friday night we go live and just have some fun. So make sure you join us. Until then, we will say goodbye. He's waving bye to you guys. Can you do the... No? No? Okay, just wave bye. See ya.